It was like a nightmare, bang, bang for me. No night too fast, no night too fast. It was like a nightmare, bang, bang for me. No night too fast, no night too fast.
What's up, YouTube? I'm Cause I'm Black, and I guess this is season 2 of Attack on Anime podcast. Yeah, so it's me
All the hype.
and Thisvthattv, you here?
Yep.
And I'm AJ.
Yeah, he's our guest. AJ, tell him where you from, bro.
My name is AJT, and I'm from Browse Anime.
Yeah. What does Browse Anime do?
Browse Anime, it's a community channel where a few people that I know all join together and post content online. We have top 10s, we have reviews, we have basically anything run of the mills. They even have me doing a little rap and turning Super Saiyan on there. So, you know, go check it out if you want to see the most embarrassing videos of my life.
All right, cool. We haven't done a podcast in a minute because, you know,
It's
we were
been a while.
sorting out some things. And like we said
Yep.
in the last episode of our podcast, we separated from 2 members. I forgot their names already.
Really? Are you serious? You're just messing around.
I'm serious.
I'm hoping that you don't. I'm hoping that you don't forget my name. God damn, that's brutal.
Wait, Black, are you serious?
I am dead serious. Okay, one is
Tony?
Heavenly Controller and Tony.
Yeah,
And Tony.
yeah, there you go.
Wow, damn. Anyway, so as you can see, there's no longer part of the podcast. And this week, we got any news you want to tell them?
Yeah, about where you can find the podcast. The podcast will still be available on iTunes and Stitcher Radio, but as of right now, there will be a delay on the uploads after this episode. But you can catch all of the episodes for free. You can stream them from podcast.com, and there will be a link to that in the description. Podcast.com/attack-on-anime.
And that's podcasts with the S.
S.
PODCASTS podcasts. Alrighty. Now that we got that out of the way. Alright, now we'll see you guys next week.
Great to be here. Glad to be here.
Alright, with the main topic. Main topic is, what is the most disappointing anime that we have ever seen? We want to start out with that, or go into like the number one thing this week?
Yeah, we can go about we can just start with the main topic.
Alright, man. So, this week, AJ, since you're our guest for the week,
Honored.
tell us, what is the most disappointing anime you've seen, and
Um.
tell us why.
Okay. So I thought long and hard about this, and I mean,
Like a penis.
sure, we all have that one anime that's just like leaves a bad taste in your mouth, or that one anime that was so overly hyped and it just didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to. But I didn't want to go for that. I wanted to go for what I watched personally, and I was going through the entire series ready for something to happen, ready for this to happen, and then it didn't happen, or it veered off course, or it completely focused on something that it shouldn't have, or it went the wrong way. And with that explained, I chose Mirai Nikki as in, and I don't want anyone to castrate me for this one, because Mirai Nikki had so much potential, and at the end of it, all that kept playing in my head was, you know, Gasai is a crazy bitch. And so, and I don't deal with crazy bitches. I shut that shit down straight, like, no. And Yuki, for the love of whatever was in him, just kept going back to it and kept going back. And I've seen the OVA. The OVA was a decent ending for me. It was okay. But at the same point in time, it's just I never got the satisfaction that I have from watching other shows.
I've got a question. In general, like, what do you think like makes you feel like an anime is bad, such as like, or like become bad? Because some animes, in my
Anything
opinion,
that's
start out really great.
anything
like,
that's like Ikitosen, I can tell you that. What makes an anime bad? That's the question?
Yeah.
I'd have to say what makes an anime bad is promising something, giving a general or not even a general, a subtle hint at what you're going to do and completely take it away. It's essentially pulling Gurren Lagann, except you don't have the characters that Gurren Lagann had. Like, we fell in love with Gurren Lagann because of the characters. It's like taking everything that you just made, and at the end of it, just taking it all back.
So,
And
if possible to summarize, you would say, say a show shows great potential from the start, but it doesn't fully utilizes it towards the end.
Yeah. Yep. Or take an action fantasy and in exchange, what it ends up turning into is a slice of life.
Yeah.
What? That's not what I signed up for. That's not why I'm here. That's not why I watch anime. What is this shit? Yes, precisely. Greatest action in the world. Hey, hey, hey. It's romance. No.
Actually, that one was. I like the first 17 episodes of that one, but
everyone loved the first 17 episodes.
We need to avoid the SAO rabbit hole before we go down that route.
What about you, Jesse?
The most, I don't know if I have a most disappointing anime, because a lot of times if I think an anime is going to suck, I just drop it right away. I think I've made that perfectly clear in past episodes, but this choice I have might anger some people, but I don't care. Cowboy Bebop, honestly. What? And I'll tell you what. The reason why is because
here we go, ladies and
people
gentlemen.
say that. No, let me finish really quick. People say that Attack on Titan was overhyped, and it was. People say SAO was overhyped, and it was. But the amount of praise and adoration that is for Cowboy Bebop that came from it is ridiculous, even still within the community. And when I was going in, and I'm not saying Cowboy Bebop is bad, I want to get that out of the way right now, because it's not. It's good. It's just when I went into it, I was expecting all the praise. Caliber. Yeah. I was expecting like a masterpiece, and in my opinion, it's not. It's good, but I don't think it's what people's 11 out of 10s.
I think what it is with 11 out of 10s is it's never supposed to be perfect animes. It's supposed to be nostalgic animes that you enjoyed to the full extent that an anime is supposed to be enjoyed, not the actual value, not the actual worth of it.
That's the thing. That's like, I never watched Cowboy Bebop when it originally aired when I was younger. I only watched it just recently, actually. So like the nostalgia factor, like that wasn't there for me at all. So I was just looking at it as a fan of anime in general, and I was looking at it, I'm like, wow, it's good, but it's not, in my opinion, it's not worth all of the ridiculous amount of praise and fandom and rabid fanboying that it gets.
That's understandable.
I would say that you're probably not seeing it you're probably comparing it in your head to like anime that are out now and not appreciating it for like the anime that it was for its time. But
that's the thing, though. Like that's the conversation I guess we could have about Bebop. But at the same time, it's like you can't just because an anime was pivotal for a specific time does not mean that it's good in and of itself. It just means that it's important. An importance of an anime does not mean that that doesn't increase how good it is. It might have been important in the grand scheme of things, which it was, and I'll admit that. But in terms of like the quality of itself, for me at least, it just it didn't live up to the expectations, and it was pretty disappointing for me.
That like reminds me of the shonen stereotype, where the shonens are so overhyped, and they're not bad or shit terrible. It's just they're really not as good as everyone would proclaim them to be. However, it's how you feel whenever you watch the show. Like, say, for instance, Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z, in my mind, is still like one of the greatest animes that I could have ever watched, and I'm glad that I watched it. But if I look at it at a reviewer standpoint, it's garbage.
Not as great, yeah.
The quality,
but I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
I would say this for when the some people may disagree with me on this one, but for me, one of the most disappointing animes I've seen Um, well, there's two. There was Infinite Stratos, and
Ugh.
that one was just. I think that one was just bad. It was just.
Ugh.
But
What are you gonna say next? High School DxD.
See, but for credit to
But,
High School DxD, that was better than Infinite Stratos.
Real?
My
Okay.
But the one I really wanted to say was Claymore. If you guys seen it,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'll say
I'm
Claymore
yet to
was
see it.
Claymore was disappointing to me because of the fact that like the main character, she fights all the enemies. She finally gets to fight like the girl that she's wanted to fight it since like middle of the season now, or the middle of the season, and then
Mhm.
they're fighting, and ultimately there's no real conclusion because
Oh, man.
her end goal was to kill this person, and she didn't kill this person, and there was no real resolution, and I was disappointed because there was no second season either to continue, and like the story just ended without any real resolution, and I felt like that was pretty bad on whoever's part.
Yeah,
So
that's understandable.
I guess for me the animes that just don't really give you real resolutions towards their story.
How
Um,
how about shows that like have completely finished as shows that like need a season two?
yeah, I would agree. Like with D Gray Man, that
Mhm.
didn't have enough seasons. Dead Man's Wonderland, we
Yeah,
all
that
know
could use
that
some more.
one. Yeah. So I would agree on that one. A lot of shows that their seasons end, but they are never continued.
Yeah,
So you never get the full
like
resolution.
High School of the Dead.
Yes, we need
I
help.
was actually that OVA. Honestly, that disappointed me too. That I think about it because I don't know why I went into it with this mindset, but I thought I was actually going to get somewhat of a
You thought it was gonna
continuation.
be real.
I thought it
You
was
thought
going to
it
be
was gonna
actual
be some.
story.
No,
I was
never,
so mad. That is
never.
I think that is rated the lowest anime on my anime list right now because I hated it so much. I thought it was going to be there was going to be it was they might as well just called it hentai. It might as well have been because
Well,
that was
but
terrible.
let's be honest here. What is the fine line between fan service and hentai? Let's just let's just take a second to think of that one.
I would say actually having sex would be the fine line between the two.
Okay, then High School
I
of the Dead.
would
No.
I would somewhat disagree with this nudity of the characters and it being shown. I think like in the anime freezing or frozen.
Oh
Freezing.
yeah, well,
Yeah, that one could debatably just be considered a straight up hentai.
For me, what it is for me is pornography is is sexual depiction. So it doesn't have to be an actual act of like.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
true. I guess
So
mine was too specific.
anything
Brought it up a little bit.
anything that is really deemed sexualized or emphasizes on that fact, I'd call it hentai. So
So that one to you it would be considered one, but yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, well now yeah, I was too specific in my specific what was it called
Definition.
my categorization, but yeah.
Yeah.
But back to this disappointing thing.
Yeah,
We all said our pieces
Sorry
about
that sidetrack.
but that's cool. That's cool.
That was a good like segue.
Look, I've been trying to convince him to do a episode
No.
about that.
No, I don't watch hentai. I wouldn't be much help for you.
No,
there.
no. Not a lot.
Then I mean, I could send you some links, bro.
I'm alright.
I just want to have the conversation because I feel like that
Dude,
would be a
these-
good
these-
conversation.
These 2D girls, they
On a side note, what is it? I just posted an article on the gaming website, modernwarnegro.com, your one-stop shop for all things geek,
Shameless
home of
plug.
geek culture curated. And on the website, I posted a link to this article called, I think, Control a 14-year-old for $2. Anyway, it's about a game where you're a
Mhm.
pregnant 14-year-old, and
What?
when the yeah, you get to control a pregnant 14-year-old and like make life decisions for her now, but
it's like it's like my high school's life story.
but But what did the reviews? Well, the reviews was like, this is a horrible example of why I prefer 2D girls over 3D women because 2D girls can't
I'm
get
like,
pregnant.
but isn't he playing? Wait, he's playing a game, so technically she is a what? She's clearly a 2D female who is pregnant.
I mean,
What?
but he said it's a reminder that 3D girls could get pregnant. So I
Okay.
guess, yeah, you know.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get back on to this disappointing thing.
You
Anyways.
made some interesting segues.
Yes.
So we all said our piece about the disappointing. Let's go on to how do you set your expectations for an anime? I shall go first because I am the king here. Um,
Yeah, all right, Black.
for me,
I'll argue that.
and I would probably even say a lot of people, from the first, mainly for me, from the first episode alone, you could pretty much tell what you can get from the anime. From the third episode, you'll know if you're gonna keep watching the anime or if you're gonna drop it. And for a lot of times, I pretty much just drop animes if I get to the third episode and I'm not really feeling it. So I would say I set my expectations for anime within the first three episodes because say if I'm watching, especially like 12 or 13 episode seasons, you know how the season's gonna go just from the cliches, the regular act that just happened. You can tell from like the first. I say the first episode mainly a lot of times, but sometimes certain characters aren't presented. But by the third episode, by a lot of the time by the third episode, if you should drop or not. And like sometimes I will push through an anime just because like I'm watching World Trigger right now, and like I knew from like the first three episodes it wasn't going to be like amazing, it wasn't going to be great, but I'm watching it and it's alright. So I set my expectations pretty low for it because I needed something to watch because I think like this last anime season has been pretty not the greatest, basically. Hasn't
Yeah.
been the greatest.
Yeah, fair enough.
I had to watch something, so I'm pushing through this one just because I need something to watch. But other than that, yeah, like I know when an anime is bad. So if it's good and my bad, if it's bad and it's somewhat bearable, I'll just set my expectations for it really low and trying to keep on watching. If not, then I'll just drop it. What
Yeah,
about
that
you?
makes sense.
Oh,
For me, I'm sort of alone in this ideology here because I never drop shows. I sit there and I power through, and if something's complete and utter shit, it's gonna be complete and utter shit. And so, yeah, most people end up apologizing to me personally for doing this, because it's the same with filler episodes. Like, I can't skip filler episodes. Why? Because they made them. They made them to be viewed, so therefore I have to watch it. But if something is going to be shit, and I know it's going to be shit, I still have to sit there and go through it as shit. However, for expectations and setting my expectations, I like to go into anime with the mindset of this was made as a means of entertainment. Find the entertainment value and then build on that. Because there were some shows that hella entertaining, nothing really worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
And
no
there
real
were shows,
content.
yeah, no real content. And then there are shows that they build so much on their plot and characters, and they go so deep into it. Well, I'm sitting here trying to struggle just to like understand it, or it's just too serious or depressing for me, and I'm just like, come on, entertainment value. And so that's really where I have to say where I set my expectations. It has to entertain me first. And then once it entertains me, then I build on from there. I build on the characters. I build on the plot. I build on the story. I build on even the music. Everything plays a part in a show, and it just all builds together up to how I rate them or how I review them.
Okay.
Mhm.
First of all, I want to apologize one more time because I'm sure you must have watched a lot of horrible anime.
Oh, good sir, good sir. Have you seen my Ikitosen review? you,
No.
it's it's truly a sight to be seen. Ooh, making it. I even hated myself.
But
I I
you
didn't.
go.
It was bad. It was with anime that are bad or complete and utter shit, as I'd say, because all anime are shit. I really don't look at it and regret watching it. I just sit there and I think I could have done something better with my time. I could have rewatched Angel Beats, or I could have rewatched
Okay.
Clannad, or other great anime. And I'm just like, oh well.
What can you do?
What about yourself?
Let's see.
Oh yeah. Actually, like that's the thing I wanted to commend you on for your take on the entertainment value, because that, to me, that's the most important thing about any medium that's supposed to be based on entertainment, is how much enjoyment you get from it.
Hmm.
Like I would say, like even with SAO, regardless of how many flaws, and it had some flaws,
It had some
um,
flaws.
I enjoyed it. I was able to enjoy it. I would say mostly because I avoided the hype train.
Yep.
But I was able to enjoy
You lucky
watching
bastard.
SAO and shows like it. And wait, what?
You sir are lucky.
Yeah, I avoided the hype train and was able to enjoy SAO for what it was and stuff like that. Like even though and same thing with other shows. Like that's the most important thing, is to me, is enjoyment. So while I do drop shows that I don't like, that it takes a lot for me to drop a show, but I will drop it if it gets irritating, or I just don't think I'll get that much enjoyment from it. But as far as my expectations go, I usually I try to go and do a little preliminary research on the show first, of course, and
Hmm.
I'll go through like my anime list, and I'll
Hmm.
glance at a few reviews, look at the plot synopsis, and if I think it's interesting, I'll look at the score, and if it has a decent score, like okay, I'll put this on my list, maybe on hold, and if it's really good and I think I like it, I'll give it a chance. And but even sometimes based on like the cover art, I'm like, okay, is the animation going to be good? Is the atmosphere going to be good? And look at all the genres and everything first, and then I kind of take Black's approach and watch it. You watch the first few episodes, and then you kind of get a general idea of where you think a show's going to go, and then you can base your expectations off of that.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I want to say that how exactly like how do you manage to push through animes that you know are like horrible?
All right, shit. I sit there and I tell myself, "You're the only one who can do this." you, or I find a way to make it laughable, or I find a way to make myself laugh at how shitty it is, or I'd say, because with Ikitosen, I watched it, and by the first 3 episodes, I'm like, I'm going to review this. I am going to review this pile of shit. And so while it was going through, I had this smile on my face, and my friend told me about it. He was like, while you were watching it, I could see the smile, and it just screamed out, "Kill me now, please." And when I replied to that, I was like, that wasn't necessarily how I felt at the time. I was like, my God, how is this? How does this have a fourth season? Because I sat there and I was like, somebody out there has to find this entertaining, so I can. Somebody out there made this for a purpose. Like,
But we all know what the purpose was.
yeah, we all.
Chosen like Sekirei.
Yeah. Oh God.
I've
Oh.
never even watched that.
Okay, so my friend, my
I better
old
say
friend,
Sekirei.
I stopped taking his suggestions on shows to watch because this was one of the first shows that he showed to me, and I watched it and I was like, okay, no, no,
Don't
no
you
more,
just love those strong stories they have in them?
dude.
Big, bouncy
Dude, did you not
stories.
feel the plot? Did you not feel the plot? More plot,
Something.
plot out the ass, and more plot, and plot with double D's. But But when I sit through a show, I try and find something entertaining. I try and find something to enjoy it. And there are some shows where I'm just like, no, no, can't find anything. Can't find anything remotely bearable. And even then, I have to sit there and I'm like, how can I critique this? How can I examine this in a way to where it makes sense to my brain? How do I perceive this? And I sit there and I talk to myself about that while watching the show, and that I would have to say is what keeps me going.
And for your reviews, you just call it like, yo, this anime was booty. Like,
Yeah, I'm like, this anime is shit. Don't you watch it? And so that's basically my take on it.
okay.
I call it for what it is. I try not to appease anyone. I try to upset as many people as possible, because I mean, with upsetting people comes entertainment, and hey,
That's
we're in the business, so why not?
I would say
So that's why I make. Go ahead.
I would say that like when it when it comes to like watching anime, if I ever feel the need to try and find something that makes it entertaining for me, I feel like I would have to drop it right there, because like I feel like it's part of the either the directors,
Like, it
or
has
the
to come
writer's
to you.
job. Like it just has to be natural. Like I don't
Mhm.
like I should not have to force myself to like kind of link on or latch on to a character that I sort of kind of like in order to make this experience a little bit more enjoyable. But the fact that you can do it is all the better to you, and you can experience more anime. But
Yeah.
I feel like if the writing isn't done so, or the directing of the anime itself, where like the visuals alone with the dialogue don't captivate me, then it's probably not worth my time, and I would consider that a disappointing anime.
So, yeah, sometimes I find myself thinking I must be a masochist, because I have to love this shit, and no matter what, at the end of the day, I'm just like, I have to pick this back up tomorrow and continue watching it.
At least you can save other people your own pain by telling them how terrible it was.
You're
I try that, but if you sit there and say, hey, this is the shittiest shitstorm that could ever rain from the shit heavens, they're gonna be like, sounds cool.
Let's figure how bad this is real quick.
Yeah. I'm just like trying to say, like, how many people has told you to go watch Baku no Pico, and
I will never, ever.
you will never.
I will never, ever.
One day you'll run out of anime to watch, and you will watch 6 seconds of it, sir. I can assure you, you will get at least 6 seconds in.
No, I don't know. I might not make it past the OP.
You're gonna make it past the opening. Oh, damn it. But yeah, I'd have to sum it up.
All right. Well, we didn't have a lot to talk about this episode, but since it's our first episode back, before we end it, let's talk about the anime we are all watching. AJ, since you probably have the most under your belt, you get to go last now.
No, I don't. No, I've toned down what I'm watching, because university sort of is kicking my ass right now.
Troll.
Yeah.
What you watching though? What you watching?
What am I watching? Well, I'm on that Funimation hype train of broadcast dubbing.
Heck yeah.
So I'm Assassination Classroom. I was following Parasite. I stopped halfway there. Let me see. I was watching Is This a Zombie? Sorry for that one. Let me think. Assassination Classroom, Death Parade, and what was the other show that they were doing?
Tokyo Ghoul Day, or I'm trying to think. Talking about the broadcast ups, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they were doing Assassination Classroom, Death Parade, Tokyo Ghoul, Route A, and I hate that name. There's one more.
I call it too. Yeah. I can't think of it for the death of me. Anyways, Parasite, the Maxim. I I've tried to start watching a Kame ga Kill. I'm gonna get around to finishing it.
Don't get attached to any of the characters if you do.
I figured.
I got a
But
question.
yeah.
Side question from this, but dubbed or subbed, which one do you prefer? And I don't want a politically correct answer. I want your preference.
Okay, damn it. Listen, I can only give a politically correct answer because preference isn't where it ends. It never ends on preference. It never ends there because someone has an opinion of to why that's their preference. And I was actually about to make a rant about it, so I sort of don't want to spoil it.
All right.
So do I have to answer?
Nah, you don't have to answer.
I'll put it like this. If a new show was to come out right now, and it came out in dubbed and subbed, which one would you watch it in first?
You know, you're a bastard. I would watch it in dubbed first.
Okay. He likes dubs, people. He likes dubs.
Hang on. Chill out. I watch shows in both. The same shows in both.
With dub first, just cause.
Dubbed first, cause you have to support. You have to support.
You gotta support our economy, you know.
Yeah.
Our local.
I mean, Obama's not doing this by himself.
Support the industry.
Support the industry.
I would say I like to watch anime late at night. So if I actually could, I would watch a lot of anime more dubbed if they were dubbed, but because I like watching them early, then I'll just go ahead and watch them subbed.
Yeah. That's also an issue because of hype trains.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Lucky for me. I was gonna say, lucky for me, I watched Attack on Titan and Sword Art Online like as they were happening. Like, I wasn't even part of the hype train, and then I was like, oh wow, this is building up some buzz. I don't know, but yeah, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was done.
Yeah. Oh well, what are you watching?
Okay, what am I watching right now? Well, I'll tell you what I just finished. I just finished Outbreak Company last week. I'm working on a review of that actually. That should be
I got a question.
Yep.
Is that review coming to modernwarnegro.com, your one-stop shop for all things geek, home of geek culture curated?
It will be posted there. Yes, sir. It will be posted there. And I'm currently watching. I think I'm trying to make sure I pronounce this right. Hate pronouncing stuff like this. Kawachow Maid Sama, which is it's a romantic comedy right now. It's not the greatest in the world, but it's entertaining enough where I'll finish.
She's a maid. She's a maid, dude.
What?
But she's a maid.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's not enough. But yeah, not the greatest. If you're interested, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's entertaining enough. And I think that's pretty much all I'm currently watching right now.
For me, like I said, I'm watching World Trigger. There was one, I don't know. I finished watching Noragami on Netflix. It was actually, that one was pretty disappointing. But like,
I'm changing your answer now. You have to rewind this entire thing.
That anime was pretty disappointing when I just realized it was like a 12-episode anime, and basically it's about old god. I can't say what he used to do because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but he used to be a god of something, and then he was forgotten about, and now he's trying to get
back his title.
He's trying to be known again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to be get back. I guess get a new title and be like relevant.
Get back his fame.
Be a relevant.
Increase his notoriety.
And ultimately, there's no real plot. There was like no real goal he was trying to obtain. Like midway, he meets maybe episode 1 or 2. He gets like a new partner to help him fight like demons, and then his partner is like betraying him, like, or is, let's say, hurting him for like the first half, or probably about 80% of the anime, and then at the end they're friends, and then they beat an unexpected threat that ultimately didn't have a goal. He just wanted to die, and it's like, really? So there was no real plot. There was no real goal anyone was trying to obtain that was known throughout the entire anime. It was just at the end where it was like, yeah, this is what I wanted, and it was really disappointing. But anyway, I just got done with that. I wouldn't really recommend it to anybody. If I had to give it a number,
Don't give it a number.
I'd give it a nah. Yeah, I really don't don't like giving numbers because there's just so many
Because
variables.
somebody's gonna sit there and be like, "Why did you give me this number when it?" Yeah, what? This is this and that is that. How dare you?
Greatest of all time.
You
Thing with
fiend.
reviews is there's always so many variables. I would say for I don't like giving them out for that reason, but I would say for like I would say for like TV, TV and movies, you could give them out.
Yeah.
But like for mainly for video games, because that's what my main thing is. I could never give them out for video games, but I guess the same could go with anime a little bit, just a little bit. But carrying on, I got finished with Noragami. I'm watching. You already know. I'm watching that Durarara or Durahara.
Show 2, X2, whatever it's called.
I don't even try to say it.
Yeah.
Durarara.
And it's actually pretty fun. I just found out that they had a website for like the birds for one of the gangs on the in the show called the Dollars.
Like an actual website?
Yeah, there's an actual website. You could go
Is it
there.
in English?
Yeah, kinda.
Kind of.
Yeah, a little bit. You could go there and they had like chat rooms like in the anime. And then one day I just decided to go in there and I was in the chat room for a little bit and there was weirdos, so I kind of had to leave because it wasn't my scene. But
Chat room full of weirdos. Nah, dude, that's where it's at.
No.
That's where you find your freaks.
Yeah, that's what I'm not trying to find. Never mind, I'm not even gonna finish that joke. I had a horrible joke I was gonna say.
Nah, go for it.
No. This is a somewhat children's show. Not really. Fuck 'em. Anyway,
I said like shit 15 times. Is that?
We don't care.
Okay.
So I'm watching Durahara or Durarara, and then I'm watching Kuroko's No Basket because actually, funny story about how I'm started to watch that one.
Because you're black.
Yeah, I know it's basketball. But dude, Modernwarnegro, he saw on Twitter he saw a GIF of the of like one of the moves a character does, and it was like hilarious. And we were like, if you just seen that GIF and not even like had any backside about the anime, it would just be like really funny. Like it'd be like weird. You wouldn't know what's happening. But then I don't know, the GIF really alone. I was like, you know what? I kind of need to figure out what's happening so I can understand this GIF more because it was just funny looking at it. And I got into the anime. It's pretty good so far. I'm like on season 2. I'm trying to catch up. And I don't know. I'm not really watching anything else. Oh, World Trigger. But like I said, I'm pushing through that one because there's nothing else. And then I realized I accidentally dropped Tokyo ESP. I don't know how, but have you seen it, AJ?
To what?
Tokyo
ESP.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It's like the Japanese X-Men kind of. A lot. It's inspired off of X-Men a bit, but it's an interesting show. So
Like superheroes and whatnot.
yeah, I'm sure you know what ESP means, like telekinesis and
Espers.
yeah.
Oh,
Espers. But yeah,
Time travelers too.
Aliens? I don't know. I haven't gotten that far to see time travels. They got teleportation. One girl can like phase through objects.
Oh no, that's cool as shit.
Yeah, she's the main character too. I think you like it.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. I don't think there's any. There could be a little bit of fan service. I don't think there's any. If there is, it's very minimum, and I like that. And it kind of has a story. Yeah. It has a really
Kind of.
It has a story. It has a story.
Well, it's there, but then it's not. It's just.
It's there. No, it's a story. I forgot about it, but it came back, and and then I also need to watch like the last 2 episodes of Tokyo No Terror. You seen it?
No, I have not seen it yet, but there is a lot of
There was a lot of hype when it
Yeah.
first came out.
But then I don't want to be scared of the hype. I wanna believe it, but I'm just like,
Believe
saw it
it.
online. No.
Yeah, I would say
Kill la Kill. No.
Kill la Kill was alright. Don't talk about Kill
Kill la Kill was an entertainment show. It wasn't
Story,
the savior.
no.
It wasn't the savior of anime.
It wasn't the savior of anime, bro. Like, bro.
It's all right, man. It's all right. There'll be others.
I thought that we were saved.
Not
I
yet.
thought that Jesus himself personally came down and said, "This is anime."
It is not the time.
It's
What
not
really
the time.
anime is free.
Huh. Free.
No.
I don't see that.
He pulled the free card. He wins.
But yeah, watch it. I need to watch the last episode or episodes of Tokyo no Terror. Well, I started that one because like everything it just collapsed to me. I feel like it just collapsed. Like it was so it could have been in theory like the next Death Note, but
What is it with shows that just like get all the way up to a certain point and then the writers are just like, nah,
nah.
nah.
You thought this
Fuck
thought
the
this was gonna be
viewers.
amazing?
It's like,
You thought this?
I'm gonna take my money and go on vacation. Leave it to my secretary to write.
Basically, I hate that though. Like it was really, it just took an unexpected turn. The problem with it is there was this girl in there. Like I said, I didn't finish watching the anime, so my opinion on it could completely change whenever I get done with it. I'll probably watch it before the next podcast. But my problem was there's this girl in there, and then she was all right, and then there's just a point where she just becomes too much of a liability too many times.
Yeah, I heard she was useless.
Yes, she was ultimately useless, but I accepted her because she was like, "You are my Sakura of this anime, and we're gonna accept you as Sakura." And it just came to the point where Naruto and Sasuke, she was just getting them into too much trouble. This is metaphorically speaking for people out there who haven't seen it. She's Sakura, the girl I'm talking about, in Tokyo no Terror, and the two main characters are Sasuke and Naruto, because they're OPA. But anyway, it just gets to a point where she becomes too much of a liability, and I'm like, you know what, you need to leave and go train with the Hokage or something and come back. But I just had to stop it because it got to a point where she put them into so much jeopardy, and I'm gonna stop right there before I spoil it. Women, women.
Oh, tell me.
Because I think you're actually watching the most stuff right now.
Well, I'm not watching it in like say all in the line. I'm just like a few episodes here, a few episodes there. Now, not all at the same time, but hey, we all have off days and whatnot.
So I think I've seen some anime trends from you guys. Something you guys jump from series to series. Well, I like to stick with one usually. That's why I wait till stuff is finished so I can just binge watch it.
Well, I used to do that. I normally do that over the summer, but since it's like school, saying my mind jumps from like place to place. Sometimes I'm feeling a little etchy. Sometimes I'm like, hey, romance, throw that shit in there. Sometimes I'm like, let me watch some action.
No, for me it's like I watch like I said, I try and watch whatever anime is popular or like what anime comes out this season, like before the hype, so I don't have to deal with this spoiler or that spoiler or this is gonna be amazing when I'm actually watching it and I know how well it is. So I try and watch everything that's live, but then of course if someone puts me onto an anime that's already done or it's ongoing and has like a decent length, then I'll hop on that as well and just watch everything at once. But
Yeah.
I watch one anime at once, like that's basic. You're basic.
Are you a basic bitch? Is that what you're telling me?
Basic anime bitch, bro. You're a BAB.
No, that's coin now. That's coin.
Hey, but I actually forgot to mention I finished Fairy Tail. I think the last week.
Which fairy tale?
Like season one.
Season 1, yeah.
Okay.
I did too, my friend. I did too.
I
felt
just finished it, and yeah, it's a shonen.
It's
It is.
did you not know that it was a shonen before, dude? On
No,
episode
I was saying
one.
my opinion. My opinion of it's a shonen.
Okay, I was about to be like, on episode one, I was like, so
that wasn't my conclusion. That that isn't what I got out of it. That's just my one-word review of it. It's a shonen.
It gets way more shonen-y, if that's a word, in the next season.
Sadly, I believe it, bro. I believe it, and I keep wanting to hate it because it's a shonen, or I keep not in coin hate. I mean, I keep trying to be like, it's not that good. Why are you getting so into it? And it's just, I guess the shonens have an effect on me, although I don't have it whenever I'm reviewing it. What about y'all for shonens? Like, what's y'all's favorite shonen? Because we all have one. We all have one.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a huge shonen fan actually. But my thing is, I also like action animes.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like my personal opinion, some of the best animes are action animes. I mean action comedies.
Yeah.
Action
Okay,
comedies,
I can see
action
that.
comedies. I was probably say this isn't a shonen, but my favorite anime, one of my favorite anime series, and everyone is probably gonna be like, yeah, true, is Samurai Champloo.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one actually had a story, even though
Samurai Champloo. You gotta say it right, bro.
Black.
Yeah, it was
correct
pretty
your
good.
pronunciation, Black.
close
No.
enough,
All right.
close enough.
Yeah. I guess my opinion on shonen. This shonen is the genre of enjoyment for me. Like I probably will never review a whole bunch of shonen because that's something you just watch. You can just turn your brain off and
gonna review
watch.
shonen. Like, do you know how many episodes you have to sit there and analytically process in order to actually do it?
Well, yeah, like it's too like unless the only shonen I could probably watch would be review like seriously, I guess, would be like stuff that's like 52 episodes and under. Other than that, no. Like Naruto, no. Very no.
No.
Dragon Ball Z, no. All that's too much.
One Piece, bro.
not.
No, everyone on the anime community needs to come together and review One Piece.
Like yeah, just like
I'll take the
700
first
people.
10 episodes.
700 people. Each person reviews one episode. Average all the scores together, and there you go.
I tried
That
to get
is-
into One Piece, but that one's just too long for me to get.
Yeah, it's like I never started it because I knew I would never finish it.
Like
I'll do that.
same.
That sounds great. We should do that.
Get a whole bunch of people all review One Piece.
Everyone.
So weird because
I
you won't
call
even know
onto
the
you,
story.
anime community. Go review One Piece. Organize it.
That'd be a cool quest. Or
That'd be a
cool
great
to
quest.
do.
That'd be a great YouTube achievement. I mean, if Twitch can play Pokemon, why can't we? Why
YouTube
can't
We can review One Piece.
We can review One Piece. Like, come on, guys, make it happen.
All right. On that note, AJ, we're gonna close this thing off. AJ, tell us where you're from, what you do, your channel, and your social security card. Your social security number real quick.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, my name is AJT. I reside in South Carolina, and I feel like I can tell y'all that at this point because I doubt that any of y'all are going to try and find me. But I also have a channel on Browse Anime, called Browse Anime, I should say, and I do reviews, public service announcements, rants, anything that you could think of, anything that that requires skill, I should say, and this has been fun. I really enjoyed it.
We should do this more often. Maybe.
We really should.
Eh?
Talk for hours.
Nah, I don't know. Maybe.
Where can people find you, AJ?
Twitter.
Besides Browse.
Oh,
Twitter,
please
Facebook.
find me on Twitter at browse_AJT. That's TEE on Twitter, and I also have an Ask FM, but I don't know that personally. So just hit me up on Twitter, and I'll get back to you on that one.
Alright, this V was popping, B was popping, B.
Thisvthattv. If you're watching this video on YouTube, you're watching it on my channel. So if you like the video, you can go ahead and click subscribe. And you can follow me on Twitter at Thisvthattv.
Alright, and like this we said earlier, we have We're working on moving the entire podcast to podcast.com. This is hopefully the last time we try and move it, right? Hopefully.
We're working on it. We have some technical difficulties. We're working on it.
But hopefully, yeah, you can catch all our episodes on podcast.com. We have, and you can download there, right?
I think it says that people have downloaded some episodes, but when I was looking, I didn't see a download function. But streaming is there for free. You might have to dig around to find the download option.
Do they have an app? Maybe.
Sort of.
Probably. I don't know. Maybe they might have a mobile website. I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, yeah, they do have an app. My bad. They do have an app.
Okay.
Probably just Google Podcasts. Oh, it's called Podcastic. Called Podcastic on iTunes, and it is called.
That's a great name.
Yeah, and it's called My bad, Podtastic. It's called Podtastic on iTunes and Podtastic on the Google Play Store. So go ahead and go get Podtastic, people, and listen to Attack on Anime on Podtastic. Or you could go to Modernwarnegro.com, your one-stop shop for all things geek, home of geek culture curated. And I'm Cuz I'm Black. You can find me on Twitter at Cuz I'm Black, CUZ_I'm Black at Twitter. Look for me on YouTube. So it'd be like the same thing. I don't know. And with that said, oh yeah, also I'm working on something new.
Just followed you.
Oh, true. I'm working on something new. That of course will be part of it. And hit us up.
Hit us up, please. Talk to us.
Like Tupac, hit him up. And hit up my boy AJT. He cool. Hopefully we'll probably do more stuff with him because he's a decent person.
Decent. I'm glad you think that. Wait till you know me longer.
On that note, we're done?
We're done. I think we're done. See you later.